welcome and karibuni to Aroma of Zanzibar. Today we're going to be making this beautiful spiced carrot cake. So I'm going to start by roasting the nuts. I'm using half a cup of walnuts and half a cup of pecans that are already roasted. So total is 1 cup of nuts. And in this bowl, I've got 4 cups of all-purpose flour, and I've added 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 tablespoon of baking powder, 1 tablespoon of baking soda, 2 tablespoons of cinnamon powder, and 1.5 teaspoons of ginger powder. So we're just going to sift this as I mix and combine. And in this bowl, I have 8 eggs that are in room temperature. And I'm just going to break them, with a mixer, and then add sugar gradually. I'm using 3 cups of sugar. Just add as I mix until I finish all the sugar. Once the sugar is finished, you just want to mix maybe just for a minute, not more than that. Then add the oil. I'm using 2 cups of canola oil. You can use mazola, you can use corn, you can use sunflower oil, any oil that does not have strong aromas or flavors. All right. So we also add the oil gradually as I mix, and then that's it. Then I go ahead and add the flour all at one time. Then you're just going to mix it just to make it combine. You don't want to over whip this because when you over mix your batter, your cakes will always be tough. Okay, so that's just enough, maybe about 2 minutes, not more than that. Then we're gonna add the carrots. I have 4 cups of grated carrots, and I think I've used 4 carrots. Then we're just gonna fold this in. Now I'm not gonna use the hand mixer anymore, just gonna use a spatula to avoid over mixing. All right. I'm going to add 2 more ingredients that are going to take this cake to the next level, and that's 2 tablespoons of fresh ginger and 2 tablespoons of orange zest. Believe me, you will not regret it. All right. And also our nuts that are going to go in. I have used, of course, pecans and walnuts. You can use any type of nuts that you have for those of you who do not have access to this kind of nuts. All right, and we're done. And then I'm ready to pour this into my 3 8-inch round pans that are floured. And we're going to bake this for about 30 to 40 minutes in 350 degrees Fahrenheit. That's about 176 Celsius. You just want to tap it to release any air bubbles. And once the cakes have gone into the oven, I'm sifting the powdered sugar, icing sugar. I'm using 2 cups and half a cup of butter. That's in room temperature. You just want to break down the butter because this is a lot of sugar, so you don't want to have a sugar shower. And then once that's done, I'm going to use my hand mixer. Just looking for some nice fine crumbs. And that shouldn't take more than 2 minutes. Just like this. Then I'm going to add the cheese. I'm using Philadelphia cream cheese, and that's 2 8-ounce packets. And make sure that the cream cheese is in room temperature as well, so you don't need to over whip it or over mix it. All right, so once I'm gonna mix this, and this also shouldn't take more than 2 minutes, maximum 3 minutes. My vanilla, and I have also used 2 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream, which is optional. The reason why I'm using this because I was looking for something very light and fluffy. So this is going to be a light cream cheese buttercream. Now, if you have watched my video on red velvet, I did not use because I wanted a thick, heavy cream cheese buttercream. All right. Okay, so this is done. And we're just gonna check on the cakes. The cakes are ready, as you can see. We're just gonna release them while they're still warm. You don't want it to be too hot nor too cold. Okay, so just release them from the pan, and then we're gonna put them on the rack and let them cool before we ice them. Okay, so my cakes have cooled and now I'm ready to ice them. So on my turntable, I've got my cake board and I've just got a little bit of cream cheese buttercream that I'm going to use it as a glue. And then place the cake upside down and then apply or spread the cream cheese buttercream. I like my buttercreams to be very thick. That's why I use the piping bags that have big holes, but if you don't want, you can always use a smaller one or you can use a spatula. Okay, then goes in the second layer, and then we're going to repeat the process. Now this cream cheese is just enough for this cake. You know, I didn't want it too much and I didn't want to decorate it. All right, so now the third. And then we're just going to finish the cream, which was not much. Now, unfortunately, I could not share with you the finishing part of this cake because this was made for Thanksgiving and I was not ready to cut into the cake on that day, and on Thanksgiving there was too much going on, so I missed to do that, but I do have the picture. I hope that would suffice. All right, so we're just gonna spread the buttercream by using the bench scraper and then do the top. And then I always keep it in the fridge for about 15 minutes before I go to the next step. All right, and you can decorate this however you like it. I have done this recipe a long time ago. I still have it, but I think it was only in English with Swahili subtitles. So I just wanted to redo it again, but I don't think I had enough time. So once that's done, I chilled it in the fridge, and I happen to have caramel sauce, so I'm just gonna pour it on the top. Now, if you're interested to know how I make my caramel sauce, my homemade one, I do have a video that I will put the link in the description box below, and you can see how I make the caramel sauce. All right, so we're just gonna spread this. It wasn't much. I just wanted to make use of it since it was there. And that's about it, and I do apologize that this video is incomplete, but I hope you will have an idea how to make this beautiful carrot cake. And thank you so much. For more recipes, please visit me at Roma Zanzibar. You'll find all the ingredients and the measurements in this last page and in the description box below.